Moving on to the Adept level. Here I just have a table with a whole bunch of different conversions, most of which we've already worked with. So if we're talking about measurements involving distance, I have some conversions here within the metric system, and then down here, Imperial. And then right here at the bottom in bold, I have that conversion that connects the two systems together. So this is Imperial, this is metric. Here we have mass and weight. All right, so the top three, that's mass, this is the metric system. And down here, well, these two, that is Imperial. And then below here in bold is what converts pounds to kilograms, at least on planet Earth. Involving time, I would expect you to know how many seconds are in a minute, minutes per hour, etc. And then for volume, you've already seen all of these before. So this just lists all of the different conversions that we might have to use. Bolded conversions equate two different systems. So here, here, and these two here go between two different systems. And the only other thing I want to point out, we've worked with tons before in the Imperial system. That was 2,000 pounds. You spell ton T-O-N. However, if you see T for ton, just a little t, that is known as a metric ton. And I know it's confusing, but a metric ton, okay, that is a ton with two N's and an E. I know it's confusing, right? But nevertheless, let's use some of these conversions within our table and do some more unit analysis. Convert 807 milliliters to quarts. So notice first of all in front of QT for quart, there's no US. So we're dealing with imperial quarts, not American quarts. And if you look up above at your table, you'll notice at the far right, when we're dealing with volume, there is no conversion, well, there's no conversion given that allows you to go from milliliters to quarts or quarts to milliliters. Well, how can we do this? This just involves unit analysis, multi-step. So we always begin with what we're currently given, and we want to work our way towards quarts as best we can. Okay. Well, this is a metric or SI measurement. Quarts, however, is imperial, so we're going to have to cross over. So we have 1,000 milliliters in a liter. Why do we want to go to liters? Well, if you look at the table, we can actually jump systems from liters to gallons. And we know from the table that there are 4.546 liters in 1 imperial gallon. So at this stage, we've now crossed into the other system, but we need to finish off with quarts. So I know that in 1 gallon, there are 4 quarts. Okay, so this is a 3-step problem. How do we know we did everything right? Well, that's why unit analysis is so amazing. Our units must cancel, so milliliters cancel, the liters cancel, and the gallons cancel, and I'm left with quarts up top, which is exactly what I want. So I have a lot of division to do. So you just take your calculator, 807 divided by 1,000, that takes you to liters. You divide that by 4.546, which takes you to gallons. And then you multiply that by 4 to go to quarts. And you get approximately 0.71 quarts. And there we are. Next, convert 34 imperial gallons to American gallons. Okay, well, in the table given above, there is no direct conversion between the different systems just working with gallons. But we can go to liters and back. So 34 gallons is where we start. I can go from there to liters. So 4.546 liters. Now, why would I want to go to liters? Well, because from the table, I can then go from liters to American gallons. And there are 3.785 liters in 1 U.S. gallon. All right, let's check that we did everything right. Do our units cancel? Those gallons cancel. The liters cancel. And I'm still left with American gallons, which is where I want to be. So we take our calculator, 34 times 4.546, and then I divide it by 3.785, and I get approximately 40.8 U.S. gallons. Okay. And that should make sense, because remember, an Imperial gallon is slightly larger than an American gallon. So if I have 34 Imperial gallons, I should have more American gallons. Convert 1.6 tons to tons. Oh boy. So this little t means metric ton. So if you look at the table above, a metric ton is 1,000 kilograms. Okay, so this is a measurement in the SI system. However, 1.6 tons, T-O-N-S, that is a measurement of weight in the Imperial system. So we have to cross over, which means we have to use the bolded conversion on the bottom. So we begin with 1.6 tons, and we just need to gradually make our way, step by step, towards metric tons. Well, according to the table, I can go from tons, of course, to pounds. So I know that in 1 ton, T-O-N, that is 2,000 pounds. Okay. Why do I want to go to pounds? Well, there's a bolded conversion that allows me to go from pounds to kilograms. This is the conversion that allows me to jump between systems. This one right here. There are 2.205 pounds in a kilogram. Okay. Now I can go from kilograms to metric tons. And I know that there are 1,000 kilos in 1 metric ton. Okay, let's check our work. See if our units cancel. So those tons cancel, pounds cancel, and these kilograms cancel, and I'm left with metric tons. So take our calculator, 1.6 times 2,000 divided by 2.205 divided by 1,000. And I get approximately 1.45 metric tons. Lastly, convert 1 American quart to an Imperial quart. All right. So we begin 1 U.S. quart, and from there, where can I go? Well, I'm going to have to go to liters, so I'm going to have to get into gallons first. So I know that there are 4 U.S. quarts in a U.S. gallon. Okay. And then from U.S. gallons, there's a conversion on my table that allows me to go to liters. So that means 1 U.S. gallon is 3.785 liters. Okay. Now I can go from liters into the Imperial system. So that's 4.546 liters, and that will put me in just regular gallons. Just running out of space here. I'm just going to continue down here. There's one more multiplication step that I have to do, and that is to go from gallons to quarts. So remember, these gallons are on top. They need to cancel. So that means that gallon has to go there, which puts my 4 quarts on top. A lot of different steps. So let's cancel our units. So the American quarts cancel. The American gallons cancel. The liters cancel, the imperial gallons cancel, and I'm just left with quarts. So take our calculator. So 1 divided by 4 times 3.785 divided by 4.546 times 4. And that gives me approximately 0.83 imperial quarts.